So welcome everyone to our Independent Agency Awards entry workshop. I hope you're all well. I'm just going to go through it, and then at the end, if you have any questions, just go for it. Shout, no problem whatsoever. You'll also receive a copy of the deck and a link to the presentation, to the recording of the presentation. Right, should we get into it then? Cool. Let me just move this across quickly. Go. Perfect. So the awards were created to shine a light on the incredible work that only independent agencies can create, as they're bold, they're agile, and ultimately they're free. They don't have to answer to shareholders and things like that. So again, this year, we're going to celebrate the independent sector at MadFest, which is also an equally boisterous and agile trade show. So we hope we can see you all there. As you can see by the pictures, it was an absolutely incredible event. More than 400 people there. We're joined with TikTok star Rob Mayhew. Emma Cargill from ITV was the presenter. It was an incredible event. And Atom, who just came onto the call, was there. So I'm sure he can attest to that. Yeah, thumbs up, good one. So yeah, it's incredible. You know, it's a very different award show. It's not your black tie or anything like that. It's come as you are. You know, it's relaxed. It's a load of fun. So we hope we can see you there. Right, moving on. So this is the agenda. So I'll tell you why you should enter the awards, the format and timings and costs, categories and criteria, the entry process, judging tips, and any questions at the end. We okay with that, everyone? Good, excellent. Right, in terms of dates and costs, so obviously we've just passed the early bird deadline, so sorry if you missed it, but don't worry, there's plenty more time to get your entries in. So we've got the standard entry deadline on the 7th of April, the late entry deadline, and we do get lots and lots and lots of entries on the late one. I wonder why. So that's on the 28th of April, and round one judging is from the 3rd to the 12th of May, and that's online. And then the shortlist is announced after that on the 15th of May. And then at the Google offices on the 19th of May is round two judging in person. So great day out, 120 judges, all very, very senior, 50% clients from some of the best brands in the UK. And we mix up the teams. It's going to be a great day at the Google offices. And then 4th of July, which is our Independence Day, see what I did there, is the announcement of the winners. So I hope you can all join us. In terms of costs, obviously the Alliance is always looking to make sure that we're giving you value. It's one of our main things that we always do. So as you can see the costs, we've looked at other award schemes, and we've made sure that it's very reasonable for our members and for non-members. So you can see the prices there. Obviously, early bird is gone. Sorry about that again, but the standard one is $250 for members plus VAT, $300 for non-members, and then the late for member is $300, and then non-member is $350. Right. So moving on. Okay. Cool. So apology for this slide. I actually had a more punchier one, but then we realized as we started the presentation, and it disappeared. So I had to quickly throw in the notes, but it's okay. We can explain why you should enter the awards. So obviously it's to help to fly the flag for independence by celebrating and supporting their outstanding work. So we really want to have momentum behind this to really sort of celebrate that outstanding work. And obviously winning agencies retain their people, and they attract the brightest new talent. And obviously you get noticed by clients when you win awards. So why not? The Independent Agency Award is recognition of the best work judged by the UK's best brands. So like I said before, 50% of those judges are actually clients. And I'm not just talking about any clients, these are senior clients, you know, head of marketing for British Airways, those type, or Lego, you know, that type of sort of level of clients are involved in that. It's supported by our partners like Google, Madfest, TripAdvisor, etc. So that really supercharges your exposure because they are out there, you know, shouting about it. We create videos of all the winning entries at the end also, so that's all distributed through all their channels and their databases. So this is a really, really, really good award scheme to elevate your agency if you win, and really, really make you guys famous. And also it motivates the team. But what is really unique about our awards is that we don't just, you know, say XYZ or whatever agency won. We actually celebrate the people who actually did the work, and we, you know, go to great lengths to actually do that. We make sure that on the night we actually put all the names of the people that worked in the campaign on the big screen at Madfest, so everyone can see their names, to really, really, really make sure that we celebrate them. And then we have an honours board on our website where it's there for life. And you can actually see all the people who have actually, you know, gotten their wings, as we like to say, in the past. So yeah, we really, really try and put a big focus on celebrating everyone, not just the creative director, you know, everyone who actually worked on that campaign. Yeah, and obviously it's a great way to network, especially if you come down to the judging events. Like I said, Atom was there last year, and maybe there's a few more people on this call who are there, but it's a great day. You get to meet your peers, so you can, you know, meet other agencies, you can collaborate, and also be introduced to new clients. So that's a full day of pretty much networking for you if you do come down to the round 2 judging. And the icing on the cake, you get a free ticket to Madfest for each entry. Come on. So yeah, those are the reasons why you think you should enter. So in terms of the categories, we've got 20 categories. So it's not too many compared to other award schemes. We've really, really looked at it at length just to make sure that we're hitting all the areas that we need to for our agencies. And those 20 categories are broken into disciplines, sectors, and craft. And there's also 3 special awards, as you can see there, which are the Purpose Awards, the Freedom Awards, and the one that everyone wants really, right? Independent Agency of the Year. So in terms of the criteria, the disciplines and the sectors all judged on strategy, execution, and effectiveness. But for the craft, and there's 3 categories within that, it's actually judged on engagement, originality, and the actual craft. So that's something to just look out for if you are entering the craft categories. So now we're going to get into a bit more detail. So you've been on the website, you've looked at the categories, there's all the descriptions there. And I do suggest that you read those descriptions, because you'd have to make sure that within your entry that you're answering everything within that description. So do I have this? Do you have that? Yes, we've got that. We've answered it with this. That's really important to do that, I think. So here is the login screen to enter the awards. So if you get here, you're in the right place, right? Nice big pink screen over there. And that's the URL, so you can access it. Right, so once you've logged in, you get to the start entry homepage. This is got some, if you see at the top there, there's some very important information. So sometimes people miss that. At every stage, actually, in this platform, there's always going to be like a little black bar with a little arrow, and when you click on that, it should give you more information. So I've actually expanded that in the slide, so you can see how much extra information is within there. But anyways, this is the the area where you start your entry and in earnest. Cool. So when you get here, you can see there's 4 tabs on the top, and that's pretty much as you're going through each stage of the entry process. So in the Start Here tab, all you have to do is choose your category, add your entry name, make it snazzy, make it sexy, and then you just add your agency name. Now, what's really important about that is don't mention your agency name at all, apart from there. That's the only time. Judges won't see it. That's just for our purpose, for administrative purposes. So during your entry, please don't mention the agency whatsoever. Really important. I'll go through, we'll all be going through these entries anyways at the Alliance, and just making sure that you know, people haven't added agency name within the actual copy. Right, so now we've gone on to the second tab, so the actual entry form. Right, so as you can see there, it's broken into 6 questions there. So the first 2 questions are here to help judges. It's like a summary to give everything else more context, and then a chance to also clearly articulate what the objectives are. And then the next 4 questions, it's guided by the 3 judging criteria that I mentioned earlier, right? So strategy, execution, effective, but on the craft ones, it's engagement, originality, and craft. Anything that appears in the confidential box over there will only be seen by the judges, and they sign a confidentiality agreement. So don't worry about any of that going into the public domain. Okay, each one of those sections, by the way, each one of those questions, you've got 1,500 words to get your points across. And it will max out. You won't be able to type any more than that, but I think that's sufficient for each thing. You don't have to have 1,500. It's up to 1,500. Okay. Right. So now you finished those 6 questions, and you'll see just underneath that, you've got some options that you can do there. Now, we have 2 more options. One is you can enter the Freedom Awards, and you can also enter Independent Agency of the Year. Both of those entries are completely free. So you just tag them onto an entry. You only, for the Independent Agency of the Year, you only have to fill in the following questions. When you tick the box, some questions will pop out. You only have to do that once. You don't have to do it for every single entries category that you do. You just do it once. For the Freedom Awards, though, obviously, for every entry, you need to describe why you think that specific entry that you're submitting actually is worthy of winning a Freedom Award. So in terms of the 2 things, what they are, so the Freedom Awards are really special to us, right? Because they really, really capture what we think it is to be an independent agency. So if you win one, it's a pretty special thing. So Freedom Awards are additional trophies awarded by the judges, and they'll be given for outstanding performance in areas that independent agencies excel in. And so there's 4 different types that you can get: agency collaboration, agility, bravery, and client service. There's not just one for each one. There could be, you know, 2 or 3 winners in agency collaboration. There could be none in agility. I doubt it though, but just to give you an example. And then in terms of Independent Agency of the Year, so like I said, it's a free entry. So in addition to your performance in, you know, an entirety of the awards, we're not saying that the person who wins the most awards is going to be Independent Agency of the Year, not even, but you have to have at least, I would say, won at least one category, you know, to show that, you know, the performance is high there. These other factors will also be taken into account, which is business growth, new business wins, client retention and relationships, sustainability, staff retention and development initiatives, and also the impacts and how you've really made or played a positive role in the sector through work and also industry initiatives. So basically what we're looking for is the agency that's as good on the outside as it is in the inside. Right. And then you go into your supporting materials. So this is where you can upload, any PDFs that you have or images, you can link videos, all that sort of stuff. We've seen some really nice examples in the past where people have actually, in a very sort of visual way, sort of told the story of the campaign in like a one-pager sort of PDF. It just really brings it to life. It makes it easier to sort of get that story across the judges. So I would take a little bit of time on that just to make sure that visually you've got some stuff to support your application. Hopefully I didn't make the wrong choice. I've made no limits to the file sizes. So be gentle. Right, moving on. Okay, and this is the very last part of the entry form before you submit and pay. So this is where you add the team, like I said before. So you can put up to 20 members of the team. And like I said, it's really important that we have all that detail. Please don't just put your creative director, because I'll be calling you up. I'm saying, I bet he didn't just do that all by himself. There's a team behind him. So yeah, get all the names there, and then we're going to celebrate them if you guys win. So yeah, win-win. Brilliant. And I've also put a link in so that when you get the presentation, you can actually check out all the previous pin winners, as we call them. Right. So you've done your entry, right? You've done one. You're like happy with that, submitted, paid, done, all that sort of stuff. Now, if you navigate back to the entry page, the start entry page, and you're like, oh, actually, I want to use this campaign, but I want to enter it in another category. Really, really simple. Little 3 dots just on the side. Get a couple of options, as you can see over there. And one of them is copy. So you press copy, and you'll get a copy version of it. And then from there, you can change the category, you can change anything you want, the entry name, amend the rest of the entry form, all that sort of stuff. So you can tailor it for that specific category. So super, super simple to do that. Right. So away from the entry process, the judging. So I sort of alluded to this earlier, but round 1 is online between the 3rd and 12th of May. You do it in your own time, in the comfort of your house or whatever it is doing. And we'll make sure that at least, at the minimum, there's 8 judges in the mix, with various different roles and all that sort of stuff. And they'll be scoring it between 0 and 10 against the 3 criteria that I mentioned before. At the end of round 1, all the scores are calculated, and obviously the top performing entries proceed round 2 to the live debate. So that's on the 19th of May at Google. So like I said, the most senior judges will be chosen down there. We'll group you into 6 per category, 3 agency people, 3 clients together, and they will get together to debate the winning entries. And then we'll also choose up to 3 highly commended entries, which are also celebrated, of course, on the night. Nice picture of David there. Right. So top tips. Right. Make sure that you tell a story. Right. Don't just chuck a load of data down to the thing. You need to bring these things to life. Remember, these are people, right? The judges, not robots. They need to be told a story so it really becomes alive. So make it engaging. Make sure it's easy to digest and easy to follow. Now, did it work? So this is the effectiveness part of it. This is where I've seen so many amazing entries just fall short. And I don't know why they do this, but they don't demonstrate, the effectiveness, the results, why it actually worked, because that's what we're trying to do for our clients, right? Actually solve problems and give solutions. So we want to see that, how effective it was. So please make sure that you do that. This is super important actually for our awards. So, we've got some people behind these awards who have been doing this for many years, tens and tens of years, right? So they've seen it all. And what they've noticed in a lot of the awards schemes nowadays is that you'll have a great campaign, absolutely amazing, wow, you know, wish I'd thought of that, and then it wins every bloody category. That is not the way that we do this. We make sure that we always tell the judges that, great, maybe it's a great campaign, right? But does it actually answer the criteria? Does it actually, is it the best in class, let's say, for that category? Is it, just for example, best in PR? You know, does it really, really shine in that category? Not just because it's just a great campaign. So we really make sure that the judges are, you know, making sure that it's actually, yes, maybe it's a great campaign, but is it best in class in that category? And for you guys to be able to make sure that you are actually answering that, make sure that you look at the category descriptions on the website, because that has everything within it. And if you can answer all the questions that which are within that description, say, yes, have we got this, have we got that, then you're on the winning track without a doubt. You can't just submit a great campaign unless it really answers that. Right, get your clients on board, definitely, you know what I mean? They can come down to the event and celebrate with you when you win. File uploads, I've spoken about this before, right? Just make sure that you are visually portraying the story. You know, videos also are always great, but make sure they're not too long, because the judges will be watching them. And then why not be a judge yourself, right? So learn from others, see how other people are writing entries, and then next year when you enter, you've got you know, a little bit of an edge there. Cool. So see you at MadFest on the 4th of July. I hope that I can see you all there. Like I said, it's going to be a great celebration, and I'd love to see you all there. And then, of course, it just wouldn't happen without the partners. So 3rd year running in a row, StackAdapt, headline partner, and they've actually got a nice little space at MadFest. So if you are there, they'll be there for all 3 days, and we'll be with them for those 3 days. So come and say hello. And then, of course, Google, Premier Veritas, who have got their own category this year, best use of promotional techniques. Pearlfinders are a sponsor of Independent Agency of the Year, so thank you to them. MadFest, of course, our partners, who put on an amazing show for us. Halo, best use of shopper, and TripAdvisor, who are sponsoring actually 2 categories. So best entertainment, travel and leisure, and also best purpose-driven campaign. So thank you to them. Right. If you have any questions, you can obviously ask them now. I'll stop sharing, but if you want to email us or the awards team.
There's a question in the chat, Terry.
Let's have a look.
Natalie has said, yeah, if you sign up to be a judge, does that basically mean that you can't enter? I don't think it does. I think we just don't give them that category, do we?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't have to answer that. Kirsty's done it perfectly. Yeah. So we just make sure that there's no conflicts or anything whatsoever. And we make sure that we do that throughout the whole judging process. So there's no bias. Any more questions in the chat, or is that it?
No, not in the chat.
Okay, good. Does anyone here have any questions? Come on, I know you're itching to on something. Becky, Melanie. No? Excellent.
Sorry, I have a quick question.
Yes,
it's Laylee here, sorry. With the word count for each section, they seem quite long to have 1,500 words as kind of the maximum word count. Just comparing it to other award submissions that we've done recently. What is the kind of, what would you say is like the optimum amount for your submission to be for the Alliance Awards?
Yeah, so for which section did you say?
Just for
every single question.
Each section within the category, there seems to be sort of 1,500 words is the maximum. So what would you say is the sort of, because I mean that could mean a 10,500 word submission, I think, if there's
of course. Yeah, like I said, I think I said it earlier, it's just there because we've seen some submissions where we always get emails about people like, oh, I need more words and stuff. So we've made sure that there's a lot in there. Don't sort of be like, oh, I need to have 1,500 words. It's not that. All you need to be doing is making sure that you're telling the story and putting your point across. It could be in 500 words, it could be in 250. It does not matter.
Okay.
It's just there just so that you've got an adequate amount, because some people actually like to put loads and loads of information in there. But as long as you are demonstrating how you answer that specific question, it doesn't matter about the length.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
No, there's no. Maybe I'll actually add that into the guidance, just so that you know. But it's just because some people have just always asking, I need a little bit more.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you.
No problem there. Anyone else? No. Cool. So I'm going to see you all at Manifest then. The judging.
I'll be there.
There we go. Nice, brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, if you think of any other questions, just drop me a line. You've all got my email address, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, no problem. Cool. Thanks everyone.
Thanks very much indeed. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.